You voted and I'm delivering. What do I mean by that? Coming at you right now. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to my V-Boxing. Influencer boxing is in a weird place right now. Depending on when I upload this, Jake Paul versus Nate Diaz could be happening either tomorrow or today. KSI and Tommy Fury are going to be fighting on October 14th. Other than those, we've got a lot of empty space. Not really a whole lot's happening. And speaking about nothing happening, let's talk about influencer boxing promotion. There's only 3, maybe 4 people in the influencer scene that could get away with doing very little promotion-wise. Those being KSI, Jake Paul, Logan Paul, probably Tommy Fury. With KSI, he's got a lot of fans not just in boxing, but also YouTube and music. With Jake, I think a lot of people really just want to see him fail. I'm sure that there is a subset of people that do want to see Jake succeed, but the majority of people that are watching Jake fight mainly want to see him fail. You've got Logan, which, because he's partnered with KSI with Prime, a lot of that excess fame from KSI is going to kind of drip over on Logan, so that makes sense. And then you've got the maybe of Tommy Fury, considering that he is the little brother of the Gypsy King, and also he's somehow got himself to be the head of influencer boxing. Like, he is like the mountain that needs to be climbed. Don't know how that's happened, but yeah. But you look at those fights, and Jake Paul versus Nate Diaz, after that fight's done, we're not going to really see Jake for the next, what, 2.5, 3 months until he gets the next fight. With KSI and Tommy Fury, I mean, if KSI wins, there's no real point in fighting Jake because, well, Tommy beat Jake. So then if KSI beats Tommy, then that means he's better than Jake because he beat the dude that beat him, if that makes sense. With Logan Paul and his rumored fight against Dylan Dennis, I mean, as soon as he's done with that fight, he's going straight back to WWE. I mean, that is Logan Paul right now. He is WWE centered more than anything right now. I mean, maybe besides Prime, but it's mostly WWE. So with all of that out of the way, that leaves everybody else in the influencer scene, which, believe it or not, it's actually close to 100 influencers. I had no idea. Now, going into the closing in on 100 fighters in the influencer scene, maybe 3, 4 of them actually promote. With Nick Lamau, he promotes with like the little vlog things, you know, where you see a little bit of him training, you see a little bit of his life, you see a little bit of sparring footage, not too much obviously, but it's not something that's just like, oh yeah, this is super great promotion, but it's something, it's adequate promotion. Then you've got Umber, who almost drowned doing promotion for Misfits 008. I don't recommend anybody doing anything close to that, because let's be honest, that was a little excessive. You didn't have to almost die doing that, Umber. He promotes good. Then you've got Fox, who is debuting on Misfits 009 and has already started promoting on his Instagram stories, going, oh yeah, whoever gets in the ring with me is gonna have some trouble. Oh yeah, whoever gets in the ring with me, you're not about that life. I've got that work in. And he doesn't even come into the scene till October. Last but certainly not least, you've got Swarm sometimes. The reason why I say sometimes is because on Misfits 008, whenever I saw that he was fighting, I was like, yo, this is gonna be great. Swarms is really known for his promotion, you know, his diss tracks, that kind of thing, to promote fights. He's known for that. This is gonna be really good. We're gonna get like a few diss tracks because he's fighting a few other people like in the same match, in the same ring, in the same arena, and fight month comes and goes and there's nothing. To be honest, kind of disappointed me, but I guess he was just focusing on training more. I don't know. And I want you to think about this for a second. Out of the closing in on 100 fighters in the influencer scene, KSI, Logan Paul, Jake Paul, Tommy Fury, Nick Lamau, Swarms, Fox, Unbear. That's 8 fighters out of the closing in on 100. 8 of them do promotion for their fights. That is abysmal at best. Take for instance one of the guys that fought on Misfits 008, Brandon Herrera. Now don't get me wrong, I don't have any issues with Brandon Herrera. I'm sure he's a really nice guy. I'm sure he's got the best intentions, but he's a really good example. On YouTube alone, Brandon Herrera has 2.8, not just million subscribers on YouTube, and there was no promotion. Even the video that he made about the fight after it happened got over 900,000 views. But you look and there was no promotion for the boxing card that he was fighting on. And see, that's the problem. We've got such a gigantic lack of promotion from people like your Salt Poppies, your Anthony Taylors, your Dean the Greats, your Walled Sharks. They've got big fan bases, but nowhere near what KSI, Logan Paul, Jake Paul, and Tommy Fury have. Those 4 are the only 4 in the influencer scene that can just make a small little post and get hundreds of thousands of people to watch their fights. I hate to break it to you, but numbers wise, you're nowhere near them. to quote the meme, you're not that guy, pal. You're not that guy. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm not. And again, I don't have any problem with Brandon Herrera. He's just a really good example of the lack of promotion in the scene. How is it that somebody like Umber, who compared to everybody else isn't really one of the biggest names in the Misfit scene, right? But a lot of more people are starting to get to know him because he promotes. How is it that a smaller content creator such as Umber has grasped this concept, but all the rest of them with hundreds of thousands of followers on all platforms just don't get that yet? This has been quite a bit of a rant, but also I feel like these are questions that need to be answered. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. Since the influencer scene is going to be dry for a little bit, I made a song and it's coming out at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. The music video will release on my main channel, MIV, so keep an eye out. By the way, I'm not at all claiming it'll be charting, but I do think you will enjoy it. If you haven't already liked, commented, subscribed, the worst thing that's going to happen is I'm probably going to cry myself to sleep tonight. But if you don't click on this next video, Fox and KSI are coming for you in your sleep. By the way, shout out to all the people that actually watched to the end of the video, because I've been leaving a lot of little tidbits that a lot of people miss.